Mm. Hey everybody. Hey everybody.
Hey,
I don't
meeting
know
at
if I'm,
7:30.
what's that?
The agenda has the meeting at 7:30.
Does it?
Yeah, I was confused.
The one that I sent said, I believe.
My calendar has 7, but the actual agenda says 7:30.
Oh, there's 2 meetings on the calendar. Maybe you were looking at the education one on 17th.
Oh, yep, you're right. Never mind.
That's right. All right, calling meeting to order, 7:01. Is there any public participation? Don't see anybody. I think we need some more people to approve the minutes. I guess first say welcome to Amy, who's our new school committee liaison.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. So I think we have to wait for more people to approve the minutes, right, Robin?
Yes, we need, I always have to count because I always forget the quorums. Well, if Amy wanted to vote on a meeting she didn't attend, then we could, but if not, we can wait.
Okay.
I didn't attend last meeting either, so I was planning to abstain.
So then no, we do not.
Yeah, I know that I know Lillian's not coming tonight and Julie is stuck on a flight and Chris may not be coming either, so I'm not sure how many others we're gonna have. I'm assuming Christina will join.
This is an FYI. You can vote on minutes that you didn't participate in. It's not a requirement.
Okay, good to know.
Let me just share the agenda. All right, well, let's hold off on minutes for now for voting on that and go to item 4. So we are going to be tabling at the farmers market on the last weekend, July 29th. So wanted to talk about that, and then also Town Day is coming up in October. So last year we tabled there. Hopefully there's interest to tabling there again. I haven't filled out the application yet because I want to talk to everybody first. I believe it's on Columbus Day weekend, October 7th. So who is available to help with either of those tables?
I'm available the July. I
Okay.
have no plans in October, but I can't say that I'm always here on this day, so.
Yeah.
I will be in Peru on Columbus Day, so I'm not home.
Yeah, Tiana, you're not available for either, right?
Not, no. But I will make sure to get the tablecloth to whoever is going to go to the one in July. It's in the closet.
Yeah, you can just, I can pick it up at some point.
Or I can drop it off to you. Yep.
Stefan, are you able to help with either of those tables?
I need to coordinate that with my wife, to be honest. So I would have to. The October one's more likely.
Okay.
So maybe put me down as a tentative for October.
Okay. So yeah, for the farmer's market table, we were planning on, since July is plastic-free month, we were gonna put together some little square sheet of paper to hand out to people as like a list of things that they can do to go plastic-free. And hopefully, you know, they can take that home and kind of put it up on their fridge and as a reminder of tips to help them reduce their waste and reduce their plastic usage. And anybody have any other ideas for the table? Besides our normal stuff that we usually have on there for.
I was gonna say education about the waste ban or the plastic bans, bags and cutlery and that stuff,
usual stuff we have.
including with like exceptions, like the fish guy over there at the farmer's market that's allowed to have a plastic bag because
Yeah.
I don't know if we need more. I mean, I think my experience tabling is that often people just have a lot of questions and it's an opportunity for there to be a physical person to answer them versus just seeing things online. So having someone just know where to find resources or, you know, collect, you know, information to follow up with people, I think is the most beneficial, just being there.
Yeah, we have
really
those,
have people sign up for our email announce list.
we have those signs that we had up and then like QR codes and sign up sheets. I was gonna get new backing for those signs so they may be more stable. Okay. So yeah, we have a new tablecloth that Tiana got for us that has our name on it, and so we will be using that at all of the tables going forward.
Very pretty.
Melissa, is the market providing the table and chairs and tent?
I assume so, they did last time.
Okay,
Need to confirm
did you
that.
check the box or? You're in the nonprofit table, maybe it's a guarantee.
All I
Can
did
you
was,
just, what's that?
all I did was email her. I don't think I filled
Oh, you
out
don't
it.
fill out the form? Okay, the vendors fill out a form, that's, all right. I'll just remember to set up another table. That's fine.
I can double check with her.
Well, I was gonna say, if for some reason all her tents are allocated, I do have a smaller one. I mean, it fits a table underneath, it's just not one of those giant ones that some of the vendors have, so if we need it, I just need to be able to know so I can bring it down.
Okay, yeah, I'll double check with Anne Marie about that. Okay. Hopefully, we can get hopefully some more people to help out with that table. All right, next item is educational events. So Tiana and I met with the Melrose Sustainability Manager, Martha Grover, a week or two ago on their talking about their EV showcase that they did in Melrose in June, and basically how they went about organizing it, and so we can figure out how we can do the same thing in Wakefield. So it seems pretty straightforward. I think it'd be good to have the WMGLD there. We can provide information on rebates and you know, charging stations around town and that type of thing.
Yeah, just let myself know and I can pass it on to Pete to schedule staffing. So And the sooner you have a date and time scheduled, the better. Gas and Light used to do in partnership with dealers at the farmers market, like kind of, and the dealer would bring an EV to showcase, but they have not done that since pre-COVID, and I don't know that the dealers are really interested in that. But Gas and Light certainly can have representation there for staffing and questions around, you know, our programs around EVs.
Yeah, I think we had talked about maybe getting a dealer to come. They didn't do that in Melrose. I don't remember why, because they couldn't get anybody to town.
Yeah, the dealer, they just don't have the vehicles on the lots anymore. It's just, you know, so supply chain issues are still dogging them.
The Subaru lot definitely has a dozen Solterras on it, so they might be willing to bring them to an event, assume, you know, depending on when it is. It's worth asking, but they may.
In Wakefield too.
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah. But from a Gas and Light perspective, just let me know and I will pass that along. The sooner the better that we have a date and time, they can get staffing for.
We haven't set a date. Do we have, I mean, do people have thoughts on when a good date would be? Like, should we aim for not summer because too many people are busy taking vacations?
Well, I just feel like if we wait until the fall, it's going to be busy with school.
True.
But also, how many weeks heads up do we need to give people to make sure we get some level of attendance, right?
Yeah.
And we need to collect a decent number of EV owners who will bring their cars over, right? Like, we can't say, like, come see these cars and then no one shows up.
That one guy with that one car, yeah, that wouldn't be good.
I'd say probably like mid-fall is probably a good time frame, right? Like, we're in the middle of summer. Folks have had time to get back into their, you know, school routines, fall routines. So it might drive kind of more participation, both from attendance and from vehicle availability.
Okay, so maybe like October.
Yeah, it might be good.
Run back from Peru, please.
Now, Melrose has had theirs done sometimes during the Victoria Day. I mean, do we want to see what's available during Town Day also? Because it just brought more people to a central place. I mean, most recently, I think they did it separately from another Melrose event, but I have seen them use a side street, you know, where they just lined up the cars, you know, off the main street.
Did anybody else attend the Melrose event?
Yeah, I went.
Yep. I mean, it's not like it's a major commitment, right? I think it's like, you know, we need a nice spot for it, and then we need the you know, just the level of participation, and then I think that's it. But I mean, the last one was at the high school, right? So
yeah,
it's not like a major, like, it didn't feel like it was a major event, but also the participation seemed really great from my attendance.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that church parking lot next to the common, but yeah, if you want to do it on Town Day.
You'd have to get the church to agree to use their lot.
Right.
Yeah, the only other which I'm just trying to think of other than somewhere where there's a charger, but I don't know how that works with additional parking, right? Like, so you've got the level 3 downtown. You've got the 2 level 3s down at the head of the lake, and then the level 2s at Veterans and the Americo. Just kind of being able to showcase both the cars and some of the public charging infrastructure as well. But logistically, I'm not sure how that all works, tying together with you know, obviously Town Day is not being held at any one of those charging locations.
we could coincide with the farmer's market and put it down where the WMGLD parking lot is across the street.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have trouble coinciding with farmers market. They're already struggling with parking.
Yeah.
And to the point that, you know, the 2 times I've been to the farmers market, both EV spots have been parked with non-charging, non-EV vehicles, which is a problem.
But we don't want to showcase that.
Yeah, no, you know, that's a different discussion around enforcement, but I think just having stationary vehicles during the farmers market is probably not the best, just because parking is already so tight there.
I wonder if Town Day would be just a little too chaotic because there's so much already going on down there. If we pick a weekend that's 1 or 2 weeks after Town Day, then Town Day is a great time to advertise for it so that people know that and can come.
That's a good
Might
point.
be better.
And then we probably have our pick of empty parking lots, including where the chargers are. The farmers market goes through the end of October, is that right?
Yes, I don't know if it's
Late-ish October.
It's, yeah, mid to late October. I don't know the last date this year. It changes each year. And then there's individual days in November and December, maybe. I don't know if they.
Because we
sign those
could
up.
pick a Sunday and use the Veterans Field chargers. Like they're, you know, if it's not a farmer's market day,
Mhm.
so maybe more available.
October 28th.
Is that the last market day?
It says June 17th to October 28th.
And I put it in my calendar. I just forget it. So thanks. Thanks.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's, so we'll find a Sunday after Town Day and maybe use that.
Yeah, I think Sunday is probably better. And then, you know, again, circling back to the infrastructure, I think it's equally important to show folks the vehicles and kind of the, you know, charging infrastructure as well as, you know, demonstrating both components, because they're both equally important.
Yeah,
Where's the Veterans Field has level 2s, is that right?
Correct. Yep.
The top of the lake has the 3.
Two
but
level 2s, or sorry, 2 level 3s at the head of the lake.
But there's not
which-
a ton of parking there generally.
Well,
Like
so
that
there's
little lot.
spots for the chargers, and then there's probably a dozen to 2 dozen parking spots just adjacent to that.
Mhm.
There's that little lot there. So it may be difficult from a logistics standpoint. So, right, like if you have about a dozen EVs, where do the folks coming to see the EVs, where do they park, right? Like you kind of have to have the parking for the EVs plus, you know, anyone coming to participate as well.
yeah, they could park across the street, right? In the utility parking lot.
Oh, I was talking about the head of the lake. Yeah, no, so
Right,
I
I
think
think Veterans Field is a better lot generally to host in because it has more space.
Oh, you're
Correct.
talking about the one by the highway, okay.
yeah, if we were looking at level 3s. No, I think the Vets Field is probably a better spot, right? You're demonstrating the level 2. The mechanics are the same, right? Like you pull up,
Yeah, I don't think it matters what type of charger it is, just to like see how it all works. I think that would be.
correct, yeah.
But that's certainly a vote for Veterans Field over, say, the high school or the middle school parking lot or something like that, where there are not any chargers.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think we would want to, if we can, highlight the charging infrastructure as well.
Okay. Yeah,
And I
we
think
just-
like an important step is finding EV owners who will participate. So yeah, I think we'll probably
I
want
mean,
to
that's
put out
one
a,
thing we can talk about at town day table as well.
Mhm.
I think that's
And
something
at farmer's market table, like if anyone comes by, we ask them, hey, by the way,
Yeah.
do you have an EV and can people look at it?
I think we
Yeah.
start to solicit that through our email distro
Yes.
list now too, as well.
Yeah, I can put together a quick survey or something, Melissa. Because we also don't want to end up with 17 Tesla Model whatevers and not know anything else either. Like we want to find enough variety.
And I think I can't make the commitment now, but Gas and Light has a couple of different EV models as well that they utilize. I'm sure they can at least bring one or two of them. I can't commit to that for them, but certainly we can make the ask
Okay.
that are non-Tesla.
Tiana, what do you think about creating an online form and then a QR code I could put at the farmer's market table?
Absolutely.
Awesome,
I'll get it to you in advance of the farmer's market.
thank you.
Mhm.
Tom, this is slightly off, but you mentioned your recent visits to the market and the parking spaces being utilized by non plugins. And a while back, you mentioned that there was talk of adding some signage to remind folks the penalty of misusing the spaces. I don't think it's been installed. Do you know anything about it? Is
Yeah,
something
I
happening?
mean, it's the town slash the the TAC Traffic Advisory Committee. They've already spent the dollars on the signage. The recommendation is signage going forward. Any new spots would have that kind of whatever, I forget what the fine is, but the signs just say parking for EV, and then a sub sign says violation may be subject to fineage.
But there's no timetable for.
No, I
this
think
in-
it's only going to be new or replacement. Was kind of the messaging I got.
You or replacement, what?
So new or, so if a sign needed to be replaced, maybe at that point in time, they would consider it, but there isn't consideration to replace existing signage at this point in time.
But it's not, I mean, it would be monitored maybe by like the police or like who?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a different, from a signage perspective, the town didn't seem like that they were going to replace existing signs. Enforcement, totally different. I 100% agree that I think there needs to be more enforcement than there is now.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I think we have a good plan for the EV showcase. We'll start getting the word out to people. And try to find a good date in October for Sunday. And I don't know, Tom, if you want to give the utility heads up now, or you need a date.
I'll let them know that ESC is planning an EV showcase that ESC would like Gas and Light table to answer questions around the EV programs that Gas and Light has, and then if there's vehicles that they would be willing to showcase as well. So they've got some Leafs. They've got the full EV transit van, and now a PHEV bucket truck as well. So it'd be great if they can bring all three. I just don't know, it's staffing to go along with those.
Yeah.
But I will certainly make them aware. and make the ask.
And if somebody can kind of show the charger too, and like how to,
Yeah, I think any, that is, any EV owner should be able to do that. I'm not sure in terms of account usage if they, I don't.
I mean, I guess somebody, like one of the cars could just hook up to it, and like,
Yeah.
as people are going around, they could talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if I come, if I'm available and can come, I'm happy to, plug in my car or anyone else's car under my account. I mean, it's not a lot of dollars. It's cents really.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Sorry, if we can go back to the tabling just briefly, I can do the weekend of the 28th. So if you need, do you need a person like the full shift, the 9 to 1?
No, it would just be like, probably a couple hours. We'd split it up.
Okay, I can do that one. And then was the other date October 7th?
Yep.
Okay, I actually can't do that one. It is a cheerleading competition for my daughter, so that will be a challenge. But I can do the July one.
Okay, thank you. All right. So the other educational event was we had talked about this a little bit last time, sustainability open houses. I don't know if you got any response, Tiana, from that inquiry.
I got one person who was excited to attend but had nothing to contribute. So the hunt continues for the street
So we're,
that has the most interesting sustainable house things.
yeah,
If
so
you
we're
know of
looking
any.
for ideally one street, so people could go on one street and walk down and look at, hopefully houses that have solar, heat pumps, EV charger, any of those things to showcase. So it would be, it wouldn't be so spread out across town. It would just be one location, kind of like a block party type of thing. And so if anybody knows of a street.
Does the gas and light keep did GIS tell you who has solar? So we could just see if there's any clusters and we could reach out to them.
They do track it. I'm not sure that it's public.
Okay.
Is it too much to ask to do an analysis of a target street? Because then you don't have to disclose anybody's information and it's up to us to go at that point. I mean, he's looking for net metering and things like that on a given street.
So I do know that they do not disclose, like even when folks ask like who in town has solar, even though you can kind of see who has solar, they don't disclose addressing for that. So
okay.
I can ask, but I think due to privacy, they don't disclose that.
Yeah, this might be one where we just want to use our eyeballs, like over the next couple of weeks, everyone keep an eye out for a concentration. Unfortunately, heat pump and battery and things like that are not easily visible from outside. It's really mostly going to be solar that we can.
Oh, you can see heat pumps pretty easily on the side of people's houses.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
I've been noticing a lot of heat pumps recently, just walking around. Solar's a little hard.
Everyone be a little detective. Jot down the best street you see, and we'll.
I see the police report now. Random people.
See, we thought we were going to get me in trouble for snooping on which buildings had recycling dumpsters. Now it's going to be snooping around what houses have heat pumps.
You are the ESC snooper, so get to work. It may be harder to see solar if it's on like the back of people's houses or if the roof is too tall. I don't know, that may be a bit trickier, but
like I have solar and my neighbor has mini split heat pump.
You can't tell that you have solar on your house though.
I know. I want to put just one damn panel on the front of the house just to signal that we've got it. It really bums me out that it's nearly
You could-
invisible.
If you find folks that have heat pumps, you could start to do Google satellite, right?
Mhm.
The solar has been, satellite picks that up pretty well as.
Yeah, it's like we've got 2 things on my block, but only the 2, and I don't know if that's quite enough to make it an interesting block party. So if you think of anyone else or notice, send them my and Melissa's way. We'll keep a running list of candidate neighborhoods. It's maybe something also to ask about at the farmers market if people come by. You could even put a little sign like, "What is the greenest street you know?" Do your neighbors have any of the
Or,
following?
I mean, so we could put up a sign that says like, do you have solar? Do you have an EV? Do you have whatever?
Looking
Come
for
talk
people
to
to-
us,
yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
We want to showcase you. So yeah, that's the idea is to yeah, have like a block party and showcase these different sustainability initiatives that people are doing and showing how your neighbor's doing it. It's easier than you think, and they could talk about it, and we could have kind of like a little block party and celebrate people going green. And so that's the idea. Obviously we're still trying to find the best location, and so if you come across
We
any,
can also expand a little, like rain barrels,
yeah,
compost,
yep,
programmable thermostats. Doesn't
yeah,
have to just be the big ticket items.
true. All right, so that is it. I don't think, do we have enough for, well, Stefan just left somehow, so guess we can't do the minutes now. Oh, he's back. How many do we need, Robin?
So we need 6 folks willing to vote, and we've already at least one that wouldn't. So I think we should just
I'll
table it
vote
to
it.
next. What's that?
I can vote, that's fine.
I know, but I don't want to pressure anyone to vote when they aren't comfortable with it. So I think, Melissa, we're allowed to wait a month just to, it's better to err on the side of caution than to make people not do something they're comfortable with.
Okay,
And for work, I sent on one and they had to wait 4 months until they had quorum. So, so be it.
do that. Agenda. All right, so next item is updates from subcommittees. So waste reduction subcommittee has been busy working on a green business program for Wakefield. We've been looking at other examples around the country, so we don't kind of reinvent the wheel. There's a lot of good stuff out there from other towns and cities around the US. So we are taking those examples and creating our own program. This is something that economic director in town was asking us about as well, that we could start this up. So we started putting together a list of items and kind of a point system for the items. So, like 1 point is like easier things, 2 and 3 are harder things to implement. And so businesses can kind of go through the list and get points based on, the different things that they're doing. And then we would have kind of like a bronze, silver, gold for the program. So, you know, depending on the number of points, they would get those different categories, and then we're designing like a logo that people can put up on their window of their business as people walk in and see, you know, I'm a silver green business in Wakefield. And so they can showcase that, and then hopefully, you know, want to do more to get to gold. And so that's kind of the idea. And we're still putting together the items and the points and all that, and then working on the logo. And then we're going to talk to Aaron Kokinda and Jen McDonald in town, and you know, kind of get their blessing, see what they think, and go from there. Yeah, I guess the only other thing we had talked about was Plastic Free July, which I already mentioned. We're gonna put together a list for the farmers market table. And what else? Am I missing anything?
We wrapped up food rescue and did a little thank you event for the volunteers.
Yep. Yep, that's about it. See, we don't have any, I don't know if land protection is even a subcommittee anymore.
Well, Julie's on it. She just needs
Yeah.
others.
Yeah. Robin, anything for buildings?
I don't have any news since last time. They're actually meeting right now. So that would be the update I would have, is whatever that was said tonight.
Okay. I did send an email follow up to the architects on that dishwasher. I haven't got anything back.
You sent a email about what?
The dishwasher.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
And does anyone have on the call heard anything about the vote? I haven't seen anything public. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's gonna take a little time.
Definitely stalled out at this point, the construction. All right. Next is greenhouse gas / green communities. We were gonna meet last week, but we had to cancel because Chris was sick and others couldn't meet, so we're trying to reschedule that subcommittee meeting. Tiana, anything for education?
You covered most of it with item 5 stuff. But just wanted to add, if you have things for that you want to get posted or shared out in the email list, feel free to just keep sending them my way. There's been spikes in exciting things to post or not, and when there's not much, I dredge up old things and post them again, which is also fine. So if you have interesting stuff, articles, tips, good webinars you see, anything like that, feel free to send them my way. We've got some Plastic Free July stuff coming up soon. And I just want to share some cool news from Gretchen from the Republic Services, who came and did our Recycling 101 education event back in, was that February, March? She sent us a note a couple of weeks ago. So, WCAT recorded the session and then syndicated it in their cable access way. And it has generated for her some significant publicity. She got a chance to do the same program for her hometown, which I think is Burlington, maybe.
Yeah.
She got interviewed by the Boston Globe. And some like pretty big wig in the cable access television watched her watched the recording of our session and said that she was captivating. So like she is she's
Wow.
like riding high on us having, WCAT having recorded the event that we did for, our sold out audience of, 50 Wakefield residents. So it was just really cool to hear that, she does this just for the
Commission money
sake of
from that?
educating. No, we didn't have a contract that said we would get any residuals there, but she was just very happy that we went to the trouble of having WCAT record it, and they did such a nice job on sort of the post-production stuff. So I just thought that was really nice that, we're reaching
Yeah.
beyond. It also got picked up by, a dozen or more cable access channels
That's awesome.
elsewhere. So pretty cool. Nice to see some ripple effects.
Definitely.
That's all I've got.
Cool. Yeah, William had emailed me. I told him that he could stay on, as a volunteer for, working on your subcommittee if you wanted to. So
Well, that would be lovely because my subcommittee is currently empty. I mean, it's just me. So if
Oh,
anyone would
okay.
like to join, she's coming to this Monday, I think, to try it out. So
okay.
if anyone is passionate about education and getting the word out about all the great green things we can do, please join me. Happy to change what day of the week we meet as well to accommodate. So give a holler.
Tatiana, I was gonna say that I have noticed you've repeated it, but I actually think that's great, reminders of the cardboard and the pit and stuff like that. Because you don't know how Facebook formula works and stuff like that. So, the reminders. Actually, I was thinking that while you did it recently, earlier this week was Prime Day. A whole lot of boxes are going to be available in the next week or so as people get all their
Great
stuff.
point. Yeah.
So I don't know if there's actually a message that actually directly says, hey, Prime users, this is what you do with this kind of envelope. This is what you do with your boxes.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, because it's people be getting stuff in those bubbly envelopes and the paper envelopes and cardboard. Yeah, great idea. Add it to the list.
Nice. All right. So I think we can now approve the minutes. Christina has joined.
Yes, sorry about that. My work went quite late, so I
No
apologize.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna approve the minutes from our June meeting. So motion to approve.
I'll motion.
You want 1 second?
Second from Stefan.
Okay. All right, let's go around. Tom,
Aye.
Tiana,
Sorry, that was an I. I was muted.
Amy, don't feel like you have to, but just asking.
So I'm sorry, I didn't have a chance to read them, so I'm not gonna vote.
Robin,
Aye.
Christina,
Aye.
Stefan,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. All right, minutes are approved. Okay, back to the agenda, item 7, updates from our member groups. So Amy, I don't know if you have anything you want to share with us or ask any questions about our committee.
The only thing I wanted to ask is, what is the date? What is the date that you're at the farmer's market, that you have a table? I didn't write it down.
July 29th.
July 29th, okay. And I have the date for a town day. That's what I'll probably read out at the school committee meeting on Tuesday night, unless there's anything else you'd like me to share.
Yeah, if there's any way you want to ask if people have electric vehicles or stuff that we're talking about, as far as they know of any streets that have, solar, EV, kind of a conglomeration of green houses. We're trying to find the greenest street.
And that's for the educational event, the showcase.
That's for the sustainability open house and block party that we're trying to put together.
But there's no date for that, right?
No,
Okay. Okay, so I'll
we're
say,
just trying to get our feelers out on who,
who has the
where,
greenest street? Okay,
yeah.
okay, I think I can do that. Thank you.
And then, yeah, specifically, if anybody would be interested in showcasing their EV.
Showcasing their car. Okay,
Yeah, the EV showcase we're trying to organize for October.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Nobody from DPW, Julie's not here. Tom, anything from utility?
Actually, Melissa, just to stay in the agenda order, Julie did tell us one agenda item by text.
You're right.
Was a just to make people aware that town council is reviewing a bike pedestrian plan. With a hope of approval later this summer.
Yes, thank you.
Just one quick update from Gas and Light. Last meeting, we started to look at kind of the structure for the proposed community solar. The solar project's a little bit delayed due to supply chain. They should be actually starting construction now with the hope of it coming online this fall. It's not determined now, but kind of the structure that the commission is looking at is the array for community solar is 129 kW. At this point being given out to the community in 1 kW chunks. 25% of the array we're looking to reserve for low income customers, which was approximately, if I'm doing math, about 33 kW of the system. What we're looking at, it's not finalized, but is folks can sign up for 1 kW. At this point, we don't know how much interest is, so we're limiting it to 1 at the moment. It would be a one-time payment of $100 and then a $12 per month customer charge, and then modeling the solar program we have now, that a person who signs up for that 1 kW would get the 85% of the energy output as a credit on their bill. So that's kind of how solar works if you were to purchase it on its own. The low income would be the $100 fee would be waived, and it would be an $8 customer charge per month.
Interesting.
Where is it gonna be? Like where's the
So
actual
we're
one?
it's being installed on the Gas and Light building at 40 North Ave.
Oh, cool.
So we're putting it right on the roof there. So the system for the community solar is 129 kW. There's a second system that we're putting online that will be for Gas and Light, right? So lead by example. That the second system will support the Gas and Light building. So
Cool.
kind of think of it as it's one project, but kind of 2 parts to it.
Well, we'll definitely want to help promote that when
Yeah,
buying into that becomes available.
correct, right? Like, so we think that that's where it's gonna sit at, but it's not finalized yet.
So what's the timing of the rollout of this program?
So construction's been delayed just due to supply chain and other factors. They feel at this point the system will be online sometime this fall, testing, so on and so forth. So hoping to have the program like rolled out by the first of the year.
Okay.
Timing is subject to change.
Yeah.
But where the commission right now is we're working through the kind of structure. There's several different structures that we could put together from how community solar works. We feel that this is the kind of simplest, easiest to understand and see immediate returns from, right?
It's awesome. I like the low income component.
Yeah, agreed. You're right. Like, so the whole purpose, right, taking a step back, the whole purpose for community solar is for folks that, can't necessarily install solar on their home or business. It's open to both. For whatever reason, you live in an apartment complex, you're a renter, your home doesn't support solar, you have high shading, your home is not situated in the right area for sun, so on and so forth. So this gives an opportunity for folks to participate in solar in very similar way that a person would be able to if they could put out the capital outlay to install solar on their home, on their roof. So, and we'll potentially adjust it, right? Like it's 129 slots. We're starting with the 1 kW. If we don't have 129, we may look at maybe you can purchase 2 kW or 3, depending on the participation level. And obviously, if participation way outstrips our available capacity, we'll look at a subsequent project and so on and so forth. So continue to build upon this.
Are you restricting it to people who don't already have solar?
At this point, no. Potentially we could, but we didn't really talk about that. But I could bring that up, right?
I don't know that it's going to make much of a difference. I imagine most people, per what you're saying, are going to get it if they can't do solar on their home or business. But
correct. Yeah, I don't know. Could someone that already has solar want to purchase a 1 kW chunk? Sure.
it's just like an energy arbitrage kind of.
Yeah, correct. And this is in addition to, right, again, if you are looking to reduce your carbon footprint, we also have the green rate as well.
Would that, you could couple those though, right? Like you
absolutely. Yep, you can participate in community solar and also participate in the green rate. If you have solar installed on your home or business, you can absolutely participate in the green rate as well. I do both. I have solar on my home, and I also participate in the green rate.
Has there been any talk about the? I guess the utility doesn't have anything to do with the building code. I was just thinking we haven't talked about the building code in a while.
No,
obviously.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Didn't mean to step on that. So.
No, I was just going to say, if we want to bring it to fall town meeting, we probably need to get our act together.
Agreed. Yeah, right. We as the utility can continue to decarbonize the grid, but the second half, and probably just as important, if not more important, is the building code and making sure that we as a town are doing the beneficial electrification.
Yeah.
But yeah, we as a commission, we haven't really talked about that because it's kind of been more on the ESC side.
Yeah.
Tom, what's the latest on the energy park?
Energy Park is, still moving forward. We don't have our approval from the state. That is in committee at the state. Unfortunately, at the state level, the legislative bodies are kind of fighting, which has slowed down everyone's project, not just our own. So we don't have a determination at the state level yet. We're feel confident that we will get it. From a gas and light perspective, contracts and those things are being signed, being looked at, but we are also closely monitoring just from a capital outlay construction costs, where the Voc is, right? The Voc was in front of Wakefield High in terms of its construction, and the energy park needs to be online before either one of those projects opens their door, right? So, but if the Voc now falls behind Wakefield High, we're just going to kind of monitor those things and to make sure we're just not outlaying capital costs before we need to. So the park is still going forward. It just may be slightly delayed to line up with timing for whichever school will need it first. If that makes sense. So we're just not, getting capital dollars out the door before they're actually needed.
All right, is that it?
That's all I had for updates.
Thank you.
On the building
Um,
code piece, Melissa, is there anything that we should be doing now in preparation for that? Or is that probably not something we would talk about at the July farmers market? Would be certainly something we'd want to talk about at town day, but we've got a little time beforehand. But just is like, what do we need to do to gear up for next steps there?
We need to put together we probably need to put together some sort of bylaw to vote at town meeting to adopt the specialized code.
Well,
Yeah.
There's
the
already
language is already available because it's like the other stretch code, so it's a matter of educating
there's
folks to
already
get a positive vote.
Yeah, there's already a template out there, I believe, that towns can use. So yeah, we just need to put that together, but we also need to get a better subject matter expert to help us town meeting.
Correct. Yeah, I think, from a committee perspective, we should, take that language submitted as to the town for a warrant article being, backed by ESC, and then just the, education portion around what the specialized opt-in code does from a building perspective. And right, the high level to optimize specialized code is only impacting new construction and the pathway that those new construction takes from either a residential or a commercial perspective. But maybe something for, August or September ESC that we, vote to bring forth that language to the town for the, what is it, the meetings in November, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the call for
Typically.
items will probably be like a month or two ahead.
Yeah. So I think for us, right, it's just ratifying the language to go forth and setting the date, right? Like, so we'll put forth in the November town meeting to be adopted on July 1st of 2024.
Okay, I'll put on the next agenda a vote.
Did we not vote? And then we didn't end up submitting the article?
So we voted to bring it forth to town council for town council support. Town council did not put it on their agenda for them to kind of talk about. They kind of kicked it back to us. We were following the template that we did for the styrofoam and plastic bag warrant articles where we brought it to town council, and then town council put it on the warrant as town council sponsoring. They kind of kicked this one back to us for environmental sustainability committee to.
We don't need their sponsorship, right?
We do not. No, we, as a town body, we can bring it forward and have it put on the warrant as the, brought forth by environmental sustainability committee.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then you do all that through, Tom Mullen,
Yeah.
So I think we get the language, I think, back and forth between Tom. Tom will give us the thumbs up, like this is all good. We would vote on it to, submit to as a body as a warrant article, and then, we just submit it to the town as a warrant article as sponsored by ESC.
All right. We'll do that next meeting.
And then obviously the education part, which I did the harder part.
Yes,
For
yeah,
education and some get out the vote.
Correct.
People need to show up to the meeting.
yeah, we need to find a better SME.
Yeah, I think we go back to MAPC, and unfortunately, like I said, unfortunately, I was not at that meeting, but
Well,
for
no,
someone,
here we are. That sent that consultant.
Yeah.
Okay. Our next meeting is August 10th. Hopefully that works for people.
I will be coming back from vacation that morning or afternoon, just a heads up, so.
Okay. So you may or may not be able to join. Okay,
I will be backup scribe in the case that Robin is not there. I do not promise to be as good at note taking as Robin is, but I will.
Hey, you're my editor.
I'll volunteer. I'll volunteer in the case that Robin gets delayed coming back from vacation.
thank you. All right, any matters not anticipated? All right, motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn.
Tiana seconds.
All right, Tom,
aye.
Tiana,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Robin,
Yes.
Christina,
Yes.
Stefan,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. All right, thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.